The North American Free Trade Act, NAFTA. NAFTA was signed by Bill Clinton. Ross Perot said, "Do you hear that giant sucking sound? Those are your jobs going to Mexico." It was way back in '92 for those of you with a memory as long as mine. He was right. The infrastructure of manufacturing in this country has been decimated in my lifetime. It's just a fact, people. It's just a fact. And because of that fact, many of us, many of our families are in a much worse position financially. Gone, for the most of us, are the days when someone could go to work for Eastman Kodak or Xerox or IBM or Carrier or any number of large corporations and get a job, General Electric, and say, "I've got a job, I can work the rest of my life, I'll get raises, my time off, my paid vacation will go from 2 weeks a year to eventually 3 weeks a year, and then maybe 3.5, depending on where you are." Those days, for the most part, they're gone. And they're gone because of trade deals with foreign nations. They're gone because of foreign policy. It interests me that one of the things that is the most boring to most people don't want to talk about foreign policy. They don't want to hear about it. They don't understand it. They don't think it's important. They would sooner turn to the sports section of the newspaper than to listen to a foreign policy speech. But it's the foreign policy that's going to determine whether or not Grandpa dies living meagerly, barely surviving on his Social Security check, or if the company that he worked for, Ford Motor Company, General Motors, Delco, if these companies are around and able to sustain the deal that they made with their employees concerning their retirement. It's foreign policy that's going to determine that. A couple of days ago, Donald Trump made a speech. We're going to play a clip of it right now. And by the way, one other thing. Foreign policy is connected to ethics. The scripture says that the borrower is slave to the lender. The borrower is slave to the lender. So we've become a slave to China because China holds, last number I heard was 25% of our debt. Not only are they crushing us in trade deals, but they're loaning us money. They're taking our money for the trade deals, and then they're saying, "Oh, well, we'll loan you money." Does this sound like a drug deal gone bad? Someone who's an addict, someone who's involved with borrowing money from loan sharks, the mafia, organized crime. So it's connected to ethics. If you read Deuteronomy chapter 28 in the Bible, it's the chapter of blessings and cursings. One of the cursings, if people kill their babies, if they shed innocent blood, if they commit evil crimes like America is doing, then God says, "I'll make foreign nations rule over you. I'll make your enemies rule over you. You'll be a borrower and not a lender." So our insane foreign policy is in part connected, not just to incompetent political leaders and stupid trade deals, but possibly that heaven itself is giving them stupid pills as a chastisement against the American people because of the innocent blood that is being shed. Having that be a part of the equation, I want to play for you this clip, this little montage of some economic discussions that came from Donald Trump's foreign policy speech. Having set it up, okay, is Grandpa going to die in poverty? Or is Grandpa going to live in relative security? Most grandpas are not doing well right now, and most grandmas are not doing well right now because of stupid trade deals. Here's Donald Trump addressing that.
Americans must know that we're putting the American people first again. On trade. So true. On trade, on immigration, on foreign policy, the jobs, incomes, and security of the American worker will always be my first priority. No country has ever prospered that failed to put its own interests first. Both our friends and our enemies put their countries above ours. And we, while being fair to them, must start doing the same. We will no longer surrender this country or its people to the false song of globalism. The nation state remains the true foundation for happiness and harmony. I am skeptical of international unions that tie us up and bring America down, and will never enter. And under my administration, we will never enter America into any agreement that reduces our ability to control our own affairs. We will keep our jobs and bring in new ones. There will be consequences for the companies that leave the United States only to exploit it later. They fire the people, they take advantage of the United States. There will be consequences for those companies. Never again. Under a Trump administration, no American citizen will ever again feel that their needs come second to the citizens of a foreign country. I will view, as president, the world through the clear lens of American interests. I will be America's greatest defender and most loyal champion. We will not apologize for becoming successful again, but will instead embrace the unique heritage that makes us who we are. The world is most peaceful and most prosperous when America is strongest. America will continue and continue forever to play the role of peacemaker. We will always help save lives, and indeed humanity itself. But to play that role, we must make America strong again. And always, 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 we must make, and we have to look at it from every angle, and we have no choice. We must make America respected again. We must make America truly wealthy again, and we have to, and we will make America great again. And if we do that, perhaps this century can be the most peaceful and prosperous the world has ever known. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it.
Well, friend, you can see why there are so many people that want this. They eat it up because it's populist. It's popular. He's a populist. America first. That rings. Forget globalism. In another part of the speech, he said, we're done with nation building. I agree with it. We need wars of vengeance. Go in and kill as many of the bad guys as you can, and then leave. Let them deal with the rubble. I'll be right back. I'll talk more about that. Maybe I'm wrong. We should at least maybe help them bury their dead. The burial of the human body is a key part of Christianity. So we'll be right back.